Conditional sentences are a fundamental part of English grammar. They allow us to talk about possibilities, consequences, and hypothetical situations. Understanding how to use them correctly can greatly enhance your communication skills. Conditional sentences consist of two parts, an if clause and a main clause. The if clause sets a condition and the main clause describes the result or consequence of that condition. There are four main types of conditional sentences: zero, first, second, and third. Each type expresses a different level of possibility or probability. By mastering these conditional structures, you'll be able to express a wide range of ideas and possibilities in English. The zero conditional is used to express general truths, facts, or things that always happen under certain conditions. Think of it as a cause and effect relationship. The structure is simple. If plus present simple. For example, if you heat ice, it melts. Water boils if you heat it to 100 degrees Celsius. In these examples, the first part, the if clause, states a condition, and the second part, the main clause, states the result. The zero conditional is often used to describe scientific laws, natural phenomena, or everyday truths. By using the zero conditional, you can confidently state facts and general principles in a clear and concise manner. The first conditional is used to talk about possible future events and their consequences. It's used when something is likely to happen, not just a possibility. The structure is as follows: if plus present simple, will plus base verb. For example, if it rains tomorrow, I will stay home. She will be happy if she passes the exam. In these examples, the if clause presents a real possibility in the future, and the main clause describes the likely outcome. The first conditional is often used for making plans, predictions, or warnings. By mastering the first conditional, you can express your thoughts about the future with confidence. The second conditional is used to talk about imaginary, hypothetical, or unlikely situations in the present or future. It allows us to explore possibilities that are not very probable. The structure is if plus past simple, would plus base verb. For example, if I won the lottery, I would travel the world. If I were you, I wouldn't do that. In these examples, the if clause presents an unreal or unlikely condition, and the main clause describes the hypothetical result. The second conditional is often used for expressing dreams, wishes, or giving advice. By using the second conditional, you can let your imagination run wild and explore different possibilities. Section 5. Third conditional, reflecting on the past. The third conditional is used to talk about past events that did not happen. It allows us to delve into the realm of imagination and consider how different actions could have led to different outcomes. This form of conditional is particularly useful when we want to reflect on missed opportunities or mistakes and think about how things might have turned out differently. It allows us to imagine how things could have been different. By using the third conditional, we can create a mental picture of an alternate reality where our choices and actions led to different results. This can be a powerful tool for learning and personal growth, as it helps us understand the consequences of our decisions. The structure is if plus past perfect would have plus past participle. This means that we start with an if clause that describes a condition in the past that did not happen, followed by a main clause that describes the hypothetical result. For example, if I had known about the meeting, I would have attended it. For example, if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. This sentence reflects a common scenario where someone regrets not putting in enough effort and imagines a different outcome if they had. It highlights the importance of effort and preparation in achieving success. If she had left earlier, she wouldn't have missed the train. This example shows how timing and punctuality can affect our daily lives. By reflecting on such situations, we can learn to manage our time better and avoid similar mistakes in the future. In these examples, the if clause presents a past condition that did not happen, and the main clause describes the hypothetical result that also did not happen. This structure helps us to clearly separate the actual past from the imagined past, making it easier to understand and analyze our reflections. The third conditional is often used for expressing regret, speculating about the past, or learning from past experiences. By using this form, we can articulate our feelings of regret and think about how we might act differently in the future. It also allows us to engage in meaningful discussions about our past actions and their consequences. By understanding the third conditional, you can reflect on past events and consider alternative outcomes. This not only helps in personal growth, but also in developing a deeper understanding of cause and effect. It encourages us to think critically about our choices and their impact, fostering a more thoughtful and reflective approach to life. Section 6. Understanding passive voice. In English grammar, we have two main voices, active and passive. These voices are essential in determining the focus and clarity of our sentences. In active voice, the subject performs the action. This is the most direct and straightforward way to convey information. For example, the dog chased the ball. This sentence clearly shows who is doing what. Here, the dog, the subject, is doing the chasing, the action. The focus is on the dog and its action. Passive voice, on the other hand, shifts the focus to the object of the action. This can be useful in various contexts. The object becomes the subject of the sentence. This shift can change the emphasis and clarity of the information being conveyed. The structure is object plus form of to be plus past participle, and sometimes plus by plus agent. This formula helps in constructing passive sentences. For example, the ball was chased by the dog. This sentence shifts the focus from the dog to the ball. Here, the ball, the object, is now the subject of the sentence. The emphasis is now on the ball rather than the dog. The focus is on the ball being chased, not on the dog doing the chasing. This can be particularly useful in scientific writing or formal reports. Passive voice is often used when the action itself is more important than the doer, or when the doer is unknown. For instance, in the sentence, "The experiment was conducted," the focus is on the experiment rather than who conducted it. This can also be useful in news reports where the doer is not known or is less important than the action itself. Understanding when and how to use passive voice can greatly enhance your writing skills, making your sentences more versatile and nuanced. It allows you to shift focus and emphasize different parts of your sentences depending on what you want to highlight. So the next time you write, consider whether active or passive voice best serves your purpose. Both have their place in effective communication. Mastering both voices will make you a more flexible and powerful writer, capable of adapting your style to suit any context or audience. Section 7. Combining conditionals and passive voice. Now that we understand both conditionals and passive voice, let's see how to combine them. This combination can be particularly useful in both written and spoken English, as it allows for more flexibility and variety in sentence construction. By mastering this skill, you can make your language more dynamic and engaging. This might sound tricky, but it's simply about using the passive voice structure within a conditional sentence. The key is to remember the basic rules of both grammatical elements and then merge them seamlessly. Here are examples for each conditional type. Let's start with the zero conditional, which is used for general truths or laws of nature. Zero conditional. If the button is pressed, the alarm is triggered. This means that whenever the button is pressed, the alarm will always go off. It's a cause and effect relationship that is always true. First conditional. If the report is finished on time, it will be reviewed tomorrow. This is used for real and possible situations in the future. The completion of the report on time will lead to its review the next day. Second conditional. If the rules were followed, the accident could be avoided. This type of conditional is used for hypothetical situations. It suggests that following the rules would prevent accidents, even though it's not certain that the rules will be followed. Third conditional. If the email had been sent earlier, the meeting would have been confirmed. This is used for situations that did not happen in the past. It implies that sending the email earlier would have resulted in the meeting being confirmed, but unfortunately, the email was not sent in time. As you can see, the if clause remains the same. The condition is stated clearly, and it sets up the scenario for the main clause. The main clause changes to reflect the passive voice structure. This means that the focus shifts from the subject performing the action to the action itself and its recipient. This allows for more complex and nuanced sentences. By combining conditionals with passive voice, you can create sentences that are not only grammatically correct, but also rich in meaning and subtlety. This skill is particularly valuable in academic writing, professional communication, and everyday conversation. Section 8, practice exercises test your knowledge. Now it's your turn to practice. 1. Complete the sentences using the correct conditional structure. If I had $1 million, blank. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, blank. If she had studied harder, blank. 2. Rewrite the following sentences in the passive voice. The chef prepared the meal. The company will announce the results tomorrow. They have completed the project. 3. Combine the following sentences using a conditional and passive voice. Someone stole the painting. The museum is closed. 3rd conditional. You submit the application. They will process it within a week. 1st conditional. Section 9, common mistakes and how to avoid them. Even with practice, mistakes happen. Here are some common errors to watch out for. Incorrect tense agreement. Make sure the tenses in the if clause and the main clause match the conditional type. Overusing passive voice. While useful, too much passive voice can make your writing sound clunky. Aim for a balance. Confusing conditional types. Each type has a specific purpose. Choose the one that best fits the meaning you want to convey. By being mindful of these common pitfalls, you can improve your grammar and write clearer, more effective sentences.